like the justification um from the was it the chief of police,
Hmm.
the fact that he said that he was just having a bad day, like I was like, how could you make up an excuse for this? Like, how could you make up an excuse for, you know, killing people? And that I'm one of the very many people that have said this, but like I've read other people's point of views, other people's comments. Somebody actually stated, it's like, I stubbed my toe and lost my job on the same day. That's a bad day.
That
That
is a
that
bad day.
this guy having a bad day, killing 8 people. This person stubbed their toes and lost their jobs, or their job the same day. They managed to kill nobody just because he had an issue. Like, I'm assuming it was a sexual issue with these women, because he felt as though he was attracted to him, but he wasn't supposed to be. So he took his anger out on them, and that's silly.
It's also rooted in some sort of racism, but continue.
Yes, it is. It is.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I
Go ahead, Sento. Go ahead.
that whole thing is like home training. That's exactly what it
Yeah.
is. It's all upbringing, and most of the time, I dislike saying, acid, it comes from home, but this is what it's like. If he experienced life for himself, then he would never have made this decision. It's like all this stuff came from the way he rose, or raised, I should say,
I'm Rose.
rosed.
He is risen. He has
Yeah,
risen.
it definitely becomes
Turned
that reminder that this country is not truly equal under any circumstance, and the footstep of victory that we got um, with this most recent election is not, that ain't it. Like, we're not done. There's a lot of things that still need to be fixed, but to call this a bad day is like the most egregious thing possible, because this is like a bad day in planning. Like, he had a bad day, but he purposefully had a gun. He went from this location to the next location to the
Three
next
different
location.
places.
Right.
Yes.
Like, bad day is like you walk in on your wife and she's with somebody and you killed them. That's a bad day for sure. You didn't plan it. You didn't, it was a moment. It was a lapse in absolute judgment 100%. I can see that. Emotional distress. You went off the rails. I want you, I'm going to leave and I'm going to go over here and then I'm going to go over here and then I'm going to go over here. No, 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 no. No, no, no. You're a terrorist. You are an absolute terrorist. You're a killer. You plotted, you planned, you executed. You shouldn't get to go home like that.
Right,
Like,
and he also was taken into custody alive, unharmed. You know what I mean? So
we
that's
not even
another thing.
scuffed. You know what I'm saying? Like, throw hands with him, something.
Yeah,
Fight
like
him.
but
Do something.
Uh,
Nah, he's
the, the,
resisting. He's resisting.
yeah, the best thing about that, I think he was still running. He was still running from the police when he got caught. So, so that if that isn't resistance, I don't know what is.
Right.
I'm so
Punch
stressed
him in the
about
neck.
this whole
Something.
situation. Like so stressed about it. Dude, I mm,
Sex workers are still being murdered every day.
you hear that? Sex workers are being
Yes.
murdered every single day.
The joke forever.
And like, yo, that's crazy. Like you can't tell me.
Excuse was, I have sex addiction. That's what the excuse was.
Yeah, I have a sex addiction.
That
So to purify myself of my sin, I'm going to kill 8 people.
That
That's ridiculous.
Thoughtful.
hey, guess what?
Cancel your Pornhub then.
I was like,
Like,
the
that's fine.
the addiction is
Yeah.
still there. You can
Delete
get rid of like the things that are
delete your OnlyFans. Delete every
Right?
subscription you have to anything, your browsers.
that
So
it
what
still
are you gonna
doesn't
do about your
cure the.
addiction when you're in jail?
I was like, it still doesn't
mm,
get rid of the addiction itself. It's just like, all right, we get rid of cigarettes. Like, you might find a different location to get cigarettes if you're addicted to cigarettes. And like, you're
Mhm.
you're
Well,
getting
the thing is, you
rid
have
of
to
the
work
source,
from
but
your
you're not
addiction.
getting rid of the
That's
source
what
of the addiction.
you have to seek help. I'm sorry to talk over you, Dad, but you have to seek help for your addiction. Like you can't go ahead and
Mhm.
just say, "Oh, well, I'll be all right, and I'm gonna hurt all these people, and eventually I'll be okay because this is what's gonna make me better." No, that's not the thought process you should have. And it really, I didn't look into who the guy was and what else he may have going on for his life. But like, you need to be able, there should be someone, or you should be able to understand that something is the problem, and the way to fix the problem is to seek help for the problem, not to take other people's lives.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a step.
Because the problem's
That
still
shouldn't
there.
be a step.
Absolutely.